Along with strong silhouettes, another key principle in character animation and storytelling is to use poses that exaggerate the emotion or the action that you're describing. Whereas silhouettes help you with individual key poses, the principle of exaggeration refers to the way you animate throughout a scene, as much as it does to how you pose out your animation. The idea of exaggerating things might sound like something that could steer you dangerously close to the edge of producing bad drawings or bad animation. Say, for example, you exaggerated the pose out of all proportion. But actually, for the most part, I'm going to say to you now that you can't really exaggerate too much. You need to exaggerate your poses for two reasons. One, so that the audience will read them. Very often, the action that's happening is so fast for the audience that pushing the poses makes it a bigger action, and that will usually just result in the audience reading it that bit better. I'll explain it like this. This is a dialogue scene where the character says a line that goes like this.
Okay, people, this'll be a tough match.
If we look at the poses for that line on their own, they look really exaggerated. But if I play it back for you now with the voiceover, you'll see how well they work.
Okay, people, this'll be a tough match.
You can see that with the line of dialogue, those poses now don't look that wild or that exaggerated. They actually suit the line quite well.
Okay, people, this'll be a tough match.
The second reason you need to exaggerate is that the poses you think are strong and dynamic are in all likelihood still a little bit short of the mark. This happens a lot with beginner animators, and they find that there's actually always room to push a pose that much more. Even this bouncing ball animation has a bit of exaggeration in the key poses, where the ball hits the ground. These shapes here are totally exaggerated. They're not based in reality very much, but the effect works. It gives the whole scene a cartoony, bouncy and character-driven feel, as opposed to if the ball just plain old bounced along. One thing you should remember as an animator is that you're a storyteller, and you're also an actor. So as such, you've got to understand the motivation and actually get into character when you're animating. If you are acting out the scene, you've got to ask yourself, well, how would I punch someone's lights out? Knowing the limits of your character and how far you can push it to get extreme poses and big actions also helps, and it means then that you can work with small, detailed and nuanced actions as well. So for now, err on the side of exaggeration. If nothing else, exaggerating your poses will give you an opportunity to push your drawings that bit further.